So patience at the mounting area and once you get on relates to that patience game on the ground.
Okay.
Very nice.
All right.
So let's talk about what we're going to do before you do anything.
Right.
What's our goal?
Well, I was going to give him a walk command. Now, my question was, do I do that with this? So maybe the first thing I do is just put this back on his hip and make sure he is accepting. Just rubbing it across.
Yep.
Rubbing it back.
So it's your choice. I like to, if I'm going to carry a stick, I like to know that it has the meaning of when I tap you, it means go.
Right.
So sometimes, particularly if I just did that before I got on, I might just start with the stick and only use the stick and no words just to say, hey, do you know the difference between tapping to go and rubbing to that's a good boy?
Okay.
So let's just try that. Doesn't matter which hand. Rub, then tap, and then while he walks, I want you to, right as he steps off in the walk, I want you to rub, and then go to your neutral stick position. Good, now go to neutral. Great. Just so that if you were to tap and then rub and he kept speeding up, that would tell you he was too sensitive.
Right.
Good. Good. Now start again with the stick. Good. Okay. Now that I think he was very responsive on that, would you give him a pretty good grade?
Yes.
Okay. So now you can change the topic. Now you could stop him. Good. And he's probably getting used to the feel of that different saddle. But now you could stop him and you could use a word to get him to go. And then follow through with your legs. Word, pause, legs. Yes. Good.
The horse's care.
No, but we just clean it more.
You just clean it.
Yeah, so the idea here is that when I get my go really soft, then I want to make sure my stop is really soft. So just like I've got a couple of ways to get him to go, I also like to have a couple ways to get him to stop. So you can put in a verbal whoa as your first thing and then wait to see if he stops and then follow through with the reins. You can also sit down deeper in your seat to see if that does it. I also sometimes...
First thing is usually a breathe out.
Yeah.
Deep and then...
Yep. And so you want to get to where that has meaning for him.
Okay.
So here he's kind of just watching, which is great. He's not really given any trouble at all. So, I mean, he feels broke, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, so that's what we were saying yesterday. Ride him like he's broke, but undereducated.
Right.
You know, there shouldn't be any tentativeness in your ride. All right, so when you're ready, let's head out and go find some shade. Great.
Okay, good boy. It was very good. Stand there while I did that. Okay. And walk.
Good. So there he wasn't responsive because he wasn't paying attention.
But I just gave him a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yep. Then you continue on.
There we go.
So out and riding, one of the best things that you can do with this horse is lots of upward and downward transitions and riding around things. Good boy.
And walk.
You want to make sure that you've got a really good go and a really good whoa at all times. And so the best place to practice that is in the beginning when the horse is listening and not worried. And then if he gets where he's not listening and he is worried, at least you have some stuff there working for you. Yep. Good. Now start some circles. Go around something. There you go. So one of the things you want to pay attention to when you're riding out in the open is, does he maintain the same speed away from the barn as he does towards the barn? those should be even. So when he's riding away from the barn, it should have the same rate of speed as you circle back to the barn. Good. You should be able to speed him up and slow him down, coming towards the barn as well as away from the barn, and now through turns. Good. Let your belly button lead where you want to go. Great, Freddy. That's it. Nice. What? So because this horse has a little bit of weakness in the hind end, the more turnings that you can do, the smaller, sharper, tighter circles, the better. Sounds good. So just remember, we kind of know on his checklist, he can go in straight lines really well from all his time in the carriage. So where this horse really needs time and education is on bending. So I like to use things like trees or cones on the ground or jumps on the ground even for bending circles. And as I'm riding to the right, as you are now, I want that right eye on me. Now you're shifting to the left. I want that left eye to come on around, keep on coming. So if my quality of a turn to the right or left, he almost had it. So back to the circling for a minute. If my quality around one of the circles isn't very good, so turn to the right there. Good. Now if my quality's not so good turning right, I'd circle this tree a couple times. Because when I turn right, the rib cage needs to go to the left. And his eye, I need to be able to see more of his right eye, and he needs to put a bend in it. Try not to be squeezing every post. Good. You can just drop it, I'll pick it up. Good, now a couple circles left. Good. Lots of bending. There's not much bending in that one. That's a little better. Good. Again, this is baby riding with the inside rein, making more contact than the outside rein. There you go. See how he doesn't quite want to reach under? Yep. The better he can do a circle and reach under with the inside hind leg, the better his canter's going to be. So if I start on a circle or I start to bend in a direction and it doesn't have much quality, I'm going to stay in that direction till I have that bend quality that I want. And that will make my canter much better. Sometimes I might even just try a one rein stop.
Come on, canter.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So now before you end, I want you to throw in a one rein stop or a hindquarter to a stop from the trot. One on each side. Yep, look over your shoulder, eyes on his hip. Hold the middle of the reins with your right hand. Your left hand, that's it. Your right hand, and then the left hand shortens it. Okay. There. Good.
I'm quite sure how to do that.
Okay, release. Good. You just want to throw a couple of those in because that really causes his hip to swing.
Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Let me try it this direction.
Yep. So before I do a hindquarter, I put my hand I'm not going to use to shorten the rein on the buckle, and then I shorten the rein with my hand on the side I'm going to do a hindquarter with. Okay, so, yeah, pick which way you're going to go. Shorten the inside rein. Eyes at the hip, over on the hip. That was great. Everything was great, but your eyes were going to the ground. Instead, your eyes should look over your shoulder to, yes, okay, to your hip.
Good fella. Oh, man. You're really good. We're going to have lots of fun. I don't have hillside like this.
Well,
but I have,
yeah.
I can put things in the way that can keep me.
Yep. So even just, you know, if you don't need the hillside, but you can drop some cones, or you know, I'll even ride and go, okay, there's a little leaf. I'm going to do a big circle around those leaves.
No, New England has rocks in the ground.
Oh, great. So you can ride around rocks.
You can ride around rocks. This is,
Very good. What would you say your biggest aha from today is?
Biggest aha would be, well, probably it's, I don't know if it wasn't new, but really understanding the connect between my rheostat and my having to train myself to use that rheostat with the give him a second. Okay, you gave him a second. He either did it and you release, didn't do it, go up. And then I need to be very, very consistent in that. And that's really my biggest takeaway.
Great.
I don't know, aha is probably just that, that he really is quite rideable.
Yes.
No.
Yep. He's incredibly rideable, but he doesn't have a lot of experience.
But he's baby. So I need
Don't treat him like a baby. Baby makes us get tentative.
He's
undereducated.
Undereducated. And so I need to do basics again and again and again.
Yeah.
Without boring him, figuring out ways to do it without getting him too bored.
And realize that sometimes horses misbehave because they get frustrated with our inability to be precise when we're working on precision.
Right.
And so sometimes the only place that we're precise, it won't be the case always for you, but is in the arena.
Yeah.
And we go out, and when we're out, we're not nearly as precise.
Yeah.
So people will tell me that, oh my God, my horse hates the arena. And so I'll bring their horse in the arena, and the horse seems just fine. What I find out through some investigation is that the horse hates precision. And the only place the person practices precision is with all the markers in a riding arena.
Right.
So I try to encourage people, and I do that with your horses. I came outside and I was very precise. We are walking right here. We are speeding up right here.
That's a very important thing for me. I tend to get out and it's like, this is a treat for both of us.
Yes. Now there's places of that, but as long as there's softness in my precision and softness in my responsiveness, then I'll go for a canter stretch or a gallop stretch.
Yeah.
Because I know I've got the communication. But if you're tossing your nose and pulling on the reins, that's the time for me to get precise and busy to have you get softer and more in tune with me.
Right.
So you layer it in, and precision can be fun. The other thing, you know, we got to make sure is that we say, yay, 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 that's what I wanted. Good boy, good boy. Rub and reward. This horse loves to be verbally rewarded and rubbed. He doesn't really like the patting when you just pat, pat, but he loves the rubbing. So
the other thing is, you said, just get him off.
And then get off, ride to a place and get off. And for him, though, we do want to make sure you keep putting checks in, meaning go somewhere, go out for a ride, walk, trot, canter, turn left a bunch, turn right a bunch, and stop and stand there for 15 minutes as if you were at a hound check.
Right.
Go ahead and build that in him. When you go ride with one or two other people, ask them to do that with you. So that you're, you know, by the time you get back and you want to hunt, he already understands that whether there's one horse or 50, that he at least has that, and then all you have to do is desensitize him to the hounds.
Yeah.
Good boy. Don't pull that.
Don't pull that.
Though that would be really funny.
That'll surprise you.
Surprise all of us. Awesome, Freddie. That was just fantastic.
That was good. That was really good. Come on. Come on. We're going to walk you to my car because there's no reason for me to carry a saddle. Yeah, I know. Hey, you're a little mouthy today.